Today on the channel, from Mcfarlane Toys, the Batmobile! Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mcfarlane Toys unboxing and review. But today we've got something special. We've got a vehicle. We've got the Batmobile with the Target exclusive Batmobile from the Mcfarlane 66 Batman line. But remember, for all your Mcfarlane needs and a whole lot more, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. So this is my Batmobile. We always talk about Batman. We talked about a review about a week ago or so. We unboxed Robin. We unboxed Joker. We unboxed the Batman from this same line. And I was playing a little bit of that long game with this one. Long game normally is where it goes to discount. But I was just saying, you know, I'm not going to buy it yet. Not going to buy it yet. Well, I was traveling in the last week. I was up in Wisconsin, I believe. Came across it and I said, you know what? Now's the time. I'm pulling the trigger on this one. I am going to buy the Batmobile. And that's exactly what I did. And here we are today. We're unboxing it on the channel. And this goes perfectly with the new Batman, Robin, Joker figures that have hit Target recently. Like I said, go back, check out that review on the channel if you did happen to miss that one. Better than expected, these figures. A few gripes, but for the most part, pretty good. And the Batmobile is the classic Batmobile. When I think of the Batmobile, this is what I think of. I know not everybody thinks that way. I do, though. I have very fond memories as a little kid watching the Batman show from the 60s, in reruns, of course, in the 80s, along with my cartoons and everything else out there. So I do love this Batmobile, and my uncle had the Mego version. You know, my uncle grew up as a kid in the 70s, and he had a bunch of Megos, so when I would go stay at my grandma's house, I would play with his old Mego toys, and he had the Mego Batmobile, and I absolutely loved that Mego Batmobile, and I love to have this Batmobile in my collection as well. So, like I said, I was traveling, saw it, had to pick it up, and that's the way we go from there. So we're going to do this review like all the other reviews on the channel. Take a look at the Batmobile in the package. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We'll see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's look at the packaging on this Batmobile. A little bit controversial as far as packaging goes here. You guys know they're trying to keep the price down on these Mcfarlane Toy Batman figures. Under $20 for the figures. I believe it was around, was it $30 for this Batmobile? 30-some dollars. Can't even remember right now. And then there is a Batcave play set that's going to be, I think, $39.99. I think the tagline was you could get the entire set for around $100, which is crazy in this day and age of inflation and price increases and stuff like that. Not as many bells and whistles on these figures and things as the traditional Mcfarlane toy lines, but just enough for me. And this is a perfect example. So saving money in the packaging here with the Batmobile being open, this is the controversial part about this Batmobile, because you're going to have a lot of people's grubby hands all over this thing. First thing I did when I got this through the house was I got some cleaner. I cleaned this thing off because people have been picking it up. People have been touching it. That's just kind of the way it goes with something like this. And I can see this peg warming. It already is kind of, and it's brand new. So I think when the restocks come, these will be hanging around for a while on the Target shelves, and dust is going to get there. When they clean the floors, they're going to throw dust up all over this thing. There's going to be some hot mess Batmobiles out there. So if you see one, get it early before all the fingerprints are on it. I guess that's my pro tip for the day. So that is a little controversial, but it does keep the price down. It does keep the cost down. I don't think there's a ton of bells and whistles as far as action features with this. This is a display piece. I can see a lot of businessmen, you know, older businessmen out there, maybe even older than myself, of course, that have, you know, not a figure collection, not a big figure display, but they walk by, they see something like this and say, you know what? This would look great in my office. I always loved that show. And I could see people having just a display that normally don't display action figures of this Batmobile, of the Batman and the Robin, just a kind of a cool thing on a shelf. This is exactly what this is for, and I think it would look really cool that way. Heck, you could even display the figures in here in the box without opening it if you really wanted to. So there's some choose-your-own-adventure fun with this one as well. But here's the packaging. Like I said, open packaging there. You got the classic Batman logo right there. You got Batmobile down below. You got the orange, yellow, and the blue coloring that pops. It just feels like I'm back in the 60s. I got the Beach Boys shirt on. We're ready to go catch some waves and watch some Batman. You guys know how it goes. So there it is. But yeah, that's the front. Let's say ages 12 and up, DC Mcfarlane Toys right there. On the side, nothing too fun right there. Mcfarlane logo at the top. Same thing on the other side, except instead of Mcfarlane, you got DC. And on the back, that's where all the fun happens. There's that Batmobile playset. I think there's a lot of cardboard with that one. It's not all heavy-duty plastic, but it looks pretty cool, and you can park the Batmobile right in the Bat Cave there. The verdict's still out on that one. Am I going to pick that up? I'm not sure where I would display that. I'm kind of happy with just what I have right here, but we'll see. We'll see what happens when I cross paths with that sometime in the future. Bat signal flying up there. You got a little action shot of the Batmobile, another action shot, and then you've got the Batman logo once again. So let's see. How hard is this to get out? It seems to be buckled in pretty good. So I'm going to take this one off camera, and down the bottom there's warnings, UPCs, that kind of stuff. I'm going to take this off camera. I'm going to get him out, and we'll see what all the fuss is about with Batman 66 Batmobile. All right, and we're back, and we got to give it the old see you later to the cardboard and the cardboard prison. Not terrible. There was two big twist ties, not even twist ties, zip ties, I should say, putting down each corner of the Batmobile. It's a simple cut, and bam, you're away. You got everything out. Minimalist packaging with this one, making the environmentalists happy out there and keeping costs down, which isn't a bad thing. Like I said, I did clean this before I got to it. That was the first thing I did when I got home. I gave it a little once over. I would strongly recommend doing that since it is open. I can see a lot of people picking it up and touching it and stuff. But it truly is the Batmobile. It's the 60s Batmobile. Is it, perfect, heavy duty? Could this survive a lot of tough play? Absolutely not. I don't want to say it feels cheap because it's got some sturdiness to it, but it is just a plastic car on wheels, like any car is on wheels. But it's the Batmobile. It definitely is. You got the front end on it. I'm not even sure what the make and model is of this Batmobile. I forget. I think they it's a hodgepodge. It's an old Johnny Cash special, I think, something like that. But there's the front of it. It definitely looks like the Batmobile from the front. The most iconic thing is the shape, obviously, but then the kind of bubble windows we got on this thing just really throws you back to back in the day. It's a two-seater. You're not getting 4 people in here, and then you got the back windows here. You got the exhaust pipes up top. Always cool to see those exhaust pipes up there. I don't have any scuffage. I don't have any scrapes on mine. Like I said, as people are touching it and having rings on and watches and things like that, this thing could get scuffed up, especially with the black paint and the black coloring here. I can see this getting very scuffed up, so please look yours over at your local Target if you're planning on purchasing this, so you make sure you get a clean one. It'd be very disappointing to get home with a hot mess, hot garbage one. Now, inside of this thing, you got controls, you got the seats. It's all plastic. There's nothing special to it. It's not like removable seats, anything like that. There is a gear shift there. Very akin to a Star Wars weapon. Very plastic, very movable, not hard plastic there. You got a fire extinguisher, and I think that's the bat phone in there. Those two are painted red, so those really stick out, and the gear shift is gray, so that really sticks out. You got kind of the bat signal alarm. What is it called? Not an alarm, a siren. There it is up top here. Just really cool. I mean, it is the Batmobile. And on the back, got that back exhaust type deal, whatever that thing is. It shoots a little fire out of there. Maybe we'll get the Batcopter one day. Who knows how deep this line will go. But you got the Batman emblems on the side. You got the red piping going on. Really good wheels on this. I talk about the Mego one I had back in the day, or my uncle had that I played with. It just had a little metal bar here that would get bent and warped, and your exhaust would get tangled up in it and all kinds of stuff. So that one was a little bit more hot mess possible. You could really mess that Mego one up, and especially when you're a kid ramming that thing into stuff. This is more for the adult collector, like it said, 12 and up out there. But pretty basic as far as Batmobiles go, but it works. It definitely gets the point across. It tells you what you need to do with this thing, I guess. Batman, I'm sure he fits in here. I haven't put him in. Let's see. Put old Adam West in the old driver's seat. Put the Boy Wonder right next to him. Oh, yeah, now we're cooking with gas. We're getting him there. Robin fits in very easily, being a smaller figure. Legs are a little tough. There we go. I think that looks pretty solid. I don't know about you guys, but there it is. They're ready to ride into the sunset. They fit perfectly in this thing. I like it. Their capes are a little... You gotta, I guess it's nice that we have cloth capes so you can tuck them down in there depending how you want to do it. But it fits perfectly. This fits what I want out of my Batman 66, and I like that this line is more wallet friendly. That's a good term. Wallet friendly with this line, because if this was a more expensive line, if the figures were $5 to $10 more, the Batmobile was $10 to $20 more, I don't know if I would pay this. But for the prices these are at your local Targets right now, I do feel like you're getting a bang for your buck. And Mcfarlane does a heck of a job with that in all of his toy lines for a lot of years. It seems like he gets some crazy sculpts, some crazy molds, definitely gets the most out of his products for the buck compared to some other lines out there. So I would recommend this if you're a Batman 66, Batman 60s fan, if you're a Batmobile fan, of course, and if you just like Mcfarlane toys, you understand the quality you got going here. The articulation isn't there with the figures. There's not a ton of bells and whistles with this Batmobile, but I think it's cool enough, and especially if you just want this on a display shelf, I think you'd be very happy with your purchase at the end of the day. And that's how I see it, but how do you see it? Let me know in the comments down below. You guys tell me about your thoughts on this Batmobile, and tell me if you've seen this at your local Targets out there. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at SirPaul64. Follow me on Instagram at @the_Kyle_Peterson. And of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for the Batmobile, for Adam West Batman, for Burt Ward's Robin, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.